Alright, good morning everybody. Yesterday was a pretty wild day in these markets, although I didn't really get to watch them as close as I typically do. You had some big volatility, right, with that spike down. Looked like it was going to give it all up again, and then they just ran it right back up. Yeah, it was low volume on the way back. Many times that's the way it works, and so overnight this is the open in the European markets where they're doing well. You got resistance up here at the top. Let's draw it in and see what we got here. So, all right, let's rearrange now that we have some better numbers here, and the same thing here, and also up here. So the resistance is here. This was the right there. This was the big European drop overnight. And then we don't have a lot to work with up here, but it's going to be the highs again. And we use these two smaller VARs because that's really all we have up there. This is on the NDX, of course, or the NQs. So this is the small range. You can stretch up to here, and if something really goes bad, you could stretch all the way back down, but I suspect this area is probably going to hold. That area is about 46.60 to 62. The tough spot to get over is going to be right where we're at, 46.77. We're right at it. If you get over it and can carry, you can go all the way back to the top, 47.06, 46.98. ES's probably looks the same. Let's see what those look like here. And switching it to the 60, yeah, it pretty much does look the same. So we can actually stretch this down now that we have some better numbers at the bottom. And then on the top, because this was the stronger one the last 2 days, we're right at the top here. So this is where I'd be watching instead of the NQs. I'd watch this one to see if it can break higher. The push was right to it this morning off Europe, and then got right to the top, 2093, and we got the 2092 and a half. If we pull that back, there's nothing above there, right? That's the ledge. You get over it, you're going to the highs, and that's 2110. So I don't see much else. ABCD structure potentially in place here if you get over this, and you can grind higher. So that's what we're watching for, right? Can we get a push up over and a grind back to the top side? I see the dollar is stronger again this morning. Let me glance over here at the quotes. Bonds up a little bit. Dollar is about almost 0.5% stronger. Euro getting crushed. Gold is actually holding despite that. And oil got spanked back down on big inventory numbers again, 1.75%. That's going to put pressure on our oil stocks probably. We'll just have to see how they trade. I'd keep a tight leash on CXO if you're in it. You don't want to let all those profits get away. One thing that yesterday, this is the sort of market you're in, and with some of these high flyers, you can get some huge moves in them. I remember we were talking about DY yesterday, DICOM. Industrial name, comes down, trades all the way back into all these swing point highs down here, and then spikes back up and closes strong on big volume. Now, this could get tested again, but when I see this kind of trade, this thing's going to try to grind higher. So, if you're in this or you're able to get into it yesterday, you just stick with it, right, and let it do whatever it wants to do. Let me see. Let's see what gold and silver look like. Yeah, they're down a little bit, but it's nothing major. Oil down, and I don't see anything else. I got a full plate here of things that I'm in. I tried to get back into BMW yesterday, didn't get it. Unfortunately, that thing's probably going to gap up on us, so probably not going to get back into it yet. I think the real question is, do we continue to see the rotation? And that's what you got to keep watching for. Can the Russell continue to perform? Even if it doesn't outperform, does it perform as well, is what you want to see now. And do you see rotation into things like XLI, which I talked about yesterday and rotated into myself, where these things are coming back to do retest and regenerates, and you want to see the buyer step in and grab it, right, and try to take it back the other way. This one had more volume than I would have liked now that I'm looking at it here, but if it can still, it had held despite the volume, if it can still regenerate higher and press up, right, get over this little high that it made here at 55.56, then this thing can spike, another ABCD structure. And if you do the math, you're about 54 up to 55 and a half, so you got $1.50 off of this. That takes you back up to 56, so you can get another $1 out of this thing, which is almost 2%. And that's just trying to trade the move. So in a larger sense, it's even more, right? If I pull over here, put it on a weekly, and look at that, this thing is just grinding up, and it's got a long way to go. There's the 56 resistance. That's kind of interesting, right on the dot. But it has a long way to go to get to the tops again, and there's nothing up there, right? It's got 3 swing points up there. If this thing actually gets up here and starts breaking, you can actually get even a larger move. For example, if I draw this in, when we're looking at it on a weekly, what you want to do is you want to take profits, partials, right, into this 56, and then, but keep some, right, and then try to buy back any kind of pullback and just keep working around some core position to try to get this full ABCD all the way to the upside. Okay, I gotta go. I'll see you later.